Hello, I'm Laura Ollinger, teen and parent well-being coach and founder of Positively Healthy Coaching. Today, I'm continuing my conversation with Coach Riley of 6 a.m. Practice. We started this talk last week, so you might want to start there, and we're finishing up this week. So stay tuned.
So if that's your only mode of conversation about the games and sports is afterwards, this is the only time we talk about sports or whatever, it's going to be, they're not going to want to talk about it. It's not familiar for them. Because for people who say kids don't want to talk after the game, you put two teammates in the back seat of the car and you drive them home. You getting all the tea. They telling everybody everything. You're hearing it all. They don't, so they want to talk. They just don't want to talk to you, right? Unless you have that, that kind of first team bond. And again, and it's not, it's not my job to coach you because I know we've been doing the things that we've been doing. Right. Now you can back this off as much as you want. If your kid, like my kid just plays and he's just in it and I don't want to be doing journaling or whatever, that's fine. It's not an all or none system. It's looking at your scenario. I know these are my strengths. These are my weaknesses. Like with anything, right? If I want better results, I need to have better habits. What are those habits? How many arguments have there been because somebody didn't leave on time? They left late. They got to the game late. They got to practice late, whatever. Now they're running late, right? Like that. And we could all be on time if everybody just cared just a little bit.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
It's preventable most of the time.
Can I get a kid or parents too? Parents are just as guilty. I mean, I've picked up my phone. Hold on. Let me check something real quick. 30 minutes later. Oops. Right. So you set up these just systems and processes, as many as you need. Right. Again, it's not an all or none system. And I don't really there's a system, but I don't, you can't put a blanket statement over any family. You just can't. It doesn't. And when people try, right, to do that, it usually goes south. And then when you're older, you're stuck with these memories of, remember when, Joey was in sports or Billy was in sports or Sarah was in sports or whatever. And you think about that sport period, because you're not going to remember everything. You're going to your brain's going to compress forever, but it's either positive or negative. That's it, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking positive about, they won. Your kid could win the city championship and you guys could have arguments every day.
Yeah.
So then what's the good? They won, but it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun as a family unit. Right.
Yeah. What was the cost? I have a question about, because you have 3 boys, not to call anybody out, but what is your advice or recommendation for, say you have, because I have 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, they're all in sports or, at least they have been. My oldest daughter, she's now a senior, so she's off to doing other things. But what if you have a season of life where one of your kids is really excelling and the other one is having a hard time, or they're on the team they don't like? Like, how in your family do you stay that team unit when there might be some unhappy kind of like sibling dynamics?
Right. So the worst sibling dynamic is when the other one's jealous of the other one.
Right. That's kind of where I'm going with this. Yeah.
So jealousy. So there's jealousy and there's envy. Right. And I don't remember which one is which, but jealousy is like something like you're jealous of something. If you could steal it or take it, and you're envious if you
admire.
It's unattainable, or I don't remember what it is, right? It's one of those, right? So you have to make sure that, and again, listen, we're all parents. This is all the first time. Like I didn't know any of this when my kids were growing up. That's why it made me look when my youngest son, because my 2 boys, they graduated, and my youngest son, it was like, wow, this is because you got, when I had 3 kids, like they couldn't they had to take years playing sports. So one year, Brian got to play sports, one year Joey got to play sports, one year, and so we'd rotate, right? And so you have these things. So if the kid isn't jealous, right? The other guy's like top tier, right? First
Mhm.
off, you got to probably tell them, listen, there's an age difference. Like they've been playing longer than you. And even if
Mhm.
they haven't, they're just bigger than you. So
Mhm.
by nature, they're going to be more coordinated. But listen,
Mhm.
you will get there. So you have to set goals up for that kid, right?
Mm.
And the goal isn't just to play, like specific goals. Like you want to, I want to be a better player. Okay, great. Well, I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? I want to be a better basketball player. Oh, okay. I want to be better on offense. Like you, I want to make, 50% more shots. I want to have 5 assists a game or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And then you say, okay, how do I do that? And then you back it out. So I need to, make sure I'm going to sleep by 8 o'clock every night. I need to be making sure. So they see their path as a way to their success. And they're
Mm.
not left behind because this guy's getting all the attention. Maybe their sister's getting all the attention because
Yeah.
she has whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So they have to, you don't want them chasing the sibling. You
Right.
want them
Right.
going on their own. And listen, man, your journey is this way.
Mm.
And listen, you have to support her because you want her to support you. And we're
Yeah.
team family. Like we're the
Yeah.
first, like none of us are successful unless all of us are successful because
Mm.
you don't want to, again, it's all about memories. It's all, when you get to the end of the day, it's all about the memories and stuff like that. And they don't have to win the championship or anything to have a story they'll tell when they're 40 years old. I got one. I made the winning shot. It really
Ah,
wasn't the winning shot
yeah.
because it put us ahead with 3 minutes to go or something.
Okay.
And then we never went back, but I was it's first grade boys club. That's my story, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
well, actually, I was on an undefeated team with this kid named KJ came to the team.
Uh-huh.
We did not lose a game. Now, I lost my starting spot. I lost that, but
Mm.
I don't remember anything but those two little things. So at the end, when we get there, and it's hard for the kids to see in the moment because they don't think they're old at all, and they're not, but they don't as you get older and you don't lose things, but certain windows of your life pass, right?
Okay.
When you have kids of a specific age or whatever it
Mhm.
is, those windows pass.
Mhm.
And so while there's always an opportunity for something positive in the future,
Mhm.
you only have a specific window for that one thing. And
Mm.
for high school sports, it's usually those 4 years. And so you want those memories to be great. So it's all about it's, easier said than done, right?
Well, I just love that you're saying this because, I'm in it right now. I'm in the thick of it. I've been in the thick of it for many, many years now with 4 kids. We've been doing sports since they were, 4 years old, 3 years old.
Right.
And it feels like a marathon. It feels like forever. And there's these times where I know I'm not the only one. I talked to all my mom friends and my teammates, my kids' teammates, moms, and all the things. And sometimes we're just exhausted as the moms and we're worn out and we're kind of like, wait, why are we doing this again? Like, what is it? Why do we have to go to an extra practice over Thanksgiving break? Like, why do we have to not go on a summer vacation in August because they need them back by the right? And sometimes we're like, what is the point? And I just love right now that you're giving me the perspective of like the idea of memories because I'm not far enough ahead. My kids are still in the house. So I don't even know that that is like the goal because yeah, my kids, I mean, my boys are probably good enough to play in college, but that's not their goal. Their goal is to just be great athletes, be super
Yeah.
strong, be healthy, and have fun with their friends. And, if a wave somehow takes them, maybe they will. But the point is, like, I didn't realize that that is like what the purpose is just that like we're creating these memories and that we're going to want to look back and like think of the times and everything that you're saying. So it's really, I'm just excited that you're giving me that perspective. Like, oh, that's why we're doing this. Oh
The
yeah.
whole
Thank
reason.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you think about things in the moment and you're going through them and yeah, kids want to play, they want to listen. Winning is really second nature. The biggest goal for an athlete is to play in the game. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You just want to play in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, whether you win or lose in the game, yes, you'd rather win, but you'd rather, you would probably rather play and lose than sit on the bench and win. If
Yeah.
you're honest, right? Because you're
Yeah.
playing in the game. What's the point of sitting on the bench? That's what practice is all about. Now, again, I said earlier, teams need benches. You got to have a
Mm-hmm.
deep bench if you want to be successful. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean you're going to be on the bench forever. As
Mm-hmm.
your skills improve, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
get pulled up. And that's why you got to make sure you're doing things like going to bed on time, um, eating, quality food or whatever, at least eating enough calories and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, it's memories, right? And
Yeah.
those are because at the if you look at, I'm a big believer in experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
whenever you go do anything, you have an experience. If I go to
Mm-hmm.
the grocery store, I have an experience. It's
That's
either
true.
it's either a good
That's one way to think
experience
of it.
or
Yeah.
it's a bad experience, right? Was something on sale? Was it crowded? Did I get cut off in traffic? Like
Mm-hmm.
whatever it was, right? It's an experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always look for ways to have the best experience. So let's say your kid doesn't get a lot of, you're a parent, right? And I said earlier, we're more than, ATMs and chauffeurs, right? So what do you do as a parent if your kid doesn't get a lot of playing time and you
Yeah.
go into the games or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you tie as a parent, trust me, if you tie your happiness and your enjoyment of the game, that
Mm-hmm.
moment of your life, into if your kid gets in the game or doesn't get in the game,
Mm-hmm.
that's something you have no control over. So
Mm-hmm.
I would do something. I would go get a pretzel with cheese, or I would go to the concession stand. That was part of it. We would get there. We'd have our benches. We'd set them up.
Uh-huh.
You say hi to the parents, and then I have my routine. I go and if the principal's there, I would talk to the principal, or I would talk to the AD, or the custodian, right? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
all after at school, and those everybody's around all those times, and I
Yeah.
would make that my main focus of the game
Okay.
because I'm going to have an experience whether my kid gets in the game, doesn't get in the game, whether they win, whether they lose, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have memories of just crazy things. Like, I don't know, something that happened at the concession stand one time, or
Yeah.
they were running, it was near the end of the game and they gave you like triple serving for free or whatever. I don't know, just little things
Yeah.
like that that seem
Yeah.
so insignificant when you
Mm-hmm.
look back at your sports family, which is what I call the parents in the stands, right? That's your
Oh yeah.
sports family, right?
Absolutely.
I miss those guys. I miss them all, right?
Yeah.
And so you want to have as much fun and have as good of an experience as you can
Mm,
in during the games because those
that's
games will end. And even if they
yeah.
do play in college, like I said, you might go see one game or two game,
Yeah.
unless they're local or whatever,
Right.
or you fly out, I mean, or drive out
Every
or
weekend.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, in the lower 48, you
You
can
could.
up in Alaska, you can't drive anywhere. You got to
Uh,
fly out, right?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only bad thing about living up here. Um,
Yeah.
but besides that, so you want the most of all of these times, and it's about school, and because they're going to learn all these lessons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so again, no, you and your kid aren't going to get along all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Even teams have arguments and fights and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the definition of a team, my definition of a team, is multiple people pulling towards the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know what the official numbers are or something, but there's like one ox can pull like 24 tons and two oxes can pull, you would think double, right? But it's like triple
Mm-hmm.
or quadruple or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's power and momentum, and there's power when people come together,
Mm-hmm.
synergy and
Synergy. Yeah. That's the
whatever
word I
you
was
want to
thinking.
call
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so it doesn't matter. The memories are all good. You have your after game ritual, right? We go get pizza or whatever it is, right? You'll
Mm-hmm.
do those things. Um, but all of the other small things are just they're priceless. You'll miss them. You'll miss the and you can always go. I could always go down to a game at the school, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
thinking about
Mm-hmm.
it this year. We're like, we should go catch a game or two.
Yeah.
But it ain't the same.
Yeah.
My
Your own
kid's
kid.
not in the it's not the
Yeah.
same, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to my ritual. I'm gonna go get a macho nacho, right?
There we go.
I'm going to
Yeah,
go
have your
talk to the
experience.
custodian, right?
Yeah,
Say, hey, what's up, dude? That was
yeah.
when I worked the concession stand, man. The custodian, I always hook those dudes up. They're always
Oh.
so, man, are you kidding me? Listen, you want to talk about heroes? We admire athletes and all that other
Yeah.
stuff. Custodians and Pete garbage men and stuff like that, they are the only thing that protect us all from disease and pestilence. Because
Oh,
garbage is so like,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't listen, the janitors don't show up and the custodians don't show up for a
Yeah, we're
week.
gonna have problems.
Everybody knows. And
Oh,
that was the one thing I love about sports is you have that sports family and stuff like that because there's more to the sports family than just the players and there's the people who
mhm.
work there, there's all the stuff. Like it's the same
Yeah.
faces.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like cheers, everybody knows your name.
Yeah. Well, I love that concept of creating an experience, whether or not your child is, in the game or playing well,
Mm-hmm.
because then you're getting a little bit of separation. And that's so important I just did a reel about this on Instagram the other day about how we don't want to get sucked into our kids' emotions because we can't support them if we're feeling the same thing that they're feeling. So it's
Right.
really important for us as parents to kind of like remain kind of that strong rock and solid soft landing pad for them if they need to have some type of a meltdown or talk about something. And so that kind of leads me to kind of the last topic I want to hit on, which is, you've given me some really great advice, really great ideas, how to talk positively, how to, support my kids no matter what their goals are. And the last thing that I find to be a common theme amongst the moms and dads that I talk to just in my sports family is sometimes when the kid is frustrated with the coaches
Mm-hmm.
and so then the parents become frustrated with the coaches and we are very good, like there's a very spoken and unspoken rule that at the high school level or even at the middle school level you don't get involved, right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
coach is doing their job, so we don't get involved. So that's kind of not the question here. The question is, how do you support your child when they feel frustrated with the coaches?
So I'm assuming they're frustrated with the coaches because they ain't getting playing time.
Yeah, something like that, something
That's
something
my
along those lines. Yeah,
right.
something.
Like
Yeah,
they're getting playing time, but not as much as they think, or
yeah.
whatever the deal is.
Or
If
they call it glazing. Have you heard that term where it's
yeah,
like
they're just
one
you're
kid's getting glazed and they're getting all the attention and everybody else is getting ignored, and then the kids get upset with the kid who's getting glazed and it's a whole
right.
thing.
Well, so you got to figure the kids got to be honest, right? Like why, and you got to have well, why are you frustrated, right? Well, I'm not getting enough playing time. Then you got to be honest and be like, and you don't say like, well, you're not good enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd
Mm-hmm.
why don't you think you're getting enough playing time? And if it's
Mm-hmm.
like, well, because they like this other guy,
Yeah.
well, why do they like him? Well, because he's so and so's cousin or whatever the reason is. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
fine. Now that we've established that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. You have a goal of doing whatever it is that you want to do. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that being said, because you're going to run into situations in your life where everything ain't going your way and it's unfair,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So, how do you deal with those situations?
Mm-hmm.
As a parent, if your kid's not that good or not good
Yeah.
enough. Well, I know why you're not getting playing time
Mm-hmm.
because whatever it is. Now, if it's habits, you can go, listen, man, if they know they're not doing whatever they're supposed to be doing,
Mm-hmm.
then you just point out the facts and just be like, okay, well, listen, if we're frustrated that we're not getting playing time, what are we supposed to be doing? And they'll, oh, I'm supposed to, well, is that happening? No, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if it's not happening, well, then try that and see if that gets you like the end result, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if your frustration is with the coach, that person's not going to be your coach the entire time. They're just
Mm.
not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, they might be if you're in high school,
Yeah.
but if you play after high school, they're no longer your coach,
Yeah.
right?
True. Yeah.
Or they move away or you move or who knows,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So you can't let the frustration with coach get in way of where you're trying to go. You
Mm.
have to figure out how
Mm-hmm.
do I get there with this obstacle in my way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what I would advise my kid to do, right? I would advise them to talk to the coach, not right after a practice, not around everybody, maybe before practice or something. Like make sure coach has got some time
Mm-hmm.
and then go up to him and say, "Hey coach, I'd like to know what I can improve on to
Mm.
help the team win."
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because so now it's not because what is the kid doing? Coach, how come I'm not being played?
Yeah.
Why are you not
That
playing me? Why are you not
totally
playing me,
different,
coach?
totally
Right?
different. Yeah. Message there. Yeah.
Because one, coaches are coaches. There are good coaches, there are bad coaches. And a bad coach is somebody who should know better but doesn't. And then you
Mhm.
got coaches who are just there, because their team needed a coach and it's somebody's dad or whatever the deal is, like
Yeah.
whatever it is, right? So if my obstacle is just to have a good time when I'm here at the school playing sports,
Mhm.
and I have a beef with the coach, right? Because coach controls your playing time,
Yeah.
then you have to go ask them, what do I need? What do I need to do to get better? And then
Mm.
they'll probably tell you,
Mhm.
right? Like, I need you to show up on time,
Mhm.
or I need you to be faster, or I need you to be whatever it is, right? Coaches love coachable players.
Yeah.
Um, and if you really want to know and don't have, but now see, here's the thing though, when you're on the bench or whatever, you
Mhm.
can't be all bad body language and all put
Yeah.
out and all rah, 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 you grumble, not paying attention. Um, because that ain't going to get you anything, right? You
Yeah.
got to be locked in, and then
Mhm.
coach will tell you what you need to do, right? Because coach just wants to win.
Mhm.
Coaches just want to win, and they'll probably tell you what you need to do. If they don't tell you what you need to do, then you as a player and your parents need to figure out what you need to do to become better,
Mhm.
right? And if that's the case, because a lot of people are like, well, they're not getting playing time, so he's not going to get seen by anybody.
Yeah.
This, that, he doesn't have any game film to, send to recruiters, right? All that other stuff.
Uh-huh.
You got to figure out, okay, if he's not going to get any game film because of this coach or whatever the deal is, or minimal game film, what can we use in place of game film? Workouts, stuff like that. Something
Oh,
like, you got to figure out what are we going to do instead of,
yeah.
and not just be like, well, the coach is in the way. I don't know. One day your boss is going to be in the way. What are you
Yeah.
going to do? What are you going to do?
For
Change
my
team?
big fat raise, how come I, yeah.
It's,
Hello.
listen, you learn all kinds of stuff from sports.
Oh, yeah.
So you really just want to be um, just set up and prepared, and you got to handle these things. And that's why it comes back to being, first team. Because
Mm.
if they really know that your goal is to get them where they want to go, right? And they
Mhm.
want to go to college and play in college. Okay, well, here's what we're going to need to do. You're going to need to get a partial scholarship. We can foot some of the bill. We can foot none of the bill. So you want to make sure you have an academic scholarship and an athletic scholarship. And these are all the things that we agree to, right? If you want to play in college, you got to do this, you got to do that. Um, and then everybody's pulling towards the same thing. And when
Mhm.
everybody's always going in the same direction, it's smooth. It doesn't matter where you're going because you're all going there together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the journey. And maybe
Mhm.
you do it wrong. I don't know, man. We ain't perfect.
I
You
know.
could do it totally wrong.
I know. We
But
could
hey,
definitely mess this up.
you
Yeah.
know,
Um,
but at the end of the day, what are you messing up? If you
yeah.
have good memories of it
Yeah.
because you did the things that you knew you guys could do,
Yeah. That we're
then
in our
it's a great vacation, like memory, or and you have, you think of it. I've been on a horrible vacation. I don't remember any of it. I mean, actually, I do. I remember all the bad. I just try not to
You
think
remember?
about it. I don't want
Yeah.
to think about it, right?
You
The
block it
the
out.
hotel room, dude,
Ugh.
never again, right?
So
And
what would you say? Oh, sorry. Go on. Sorry.
no, no, go ahead, go ahead.
What would you say to a kid who is the one with the bad attitude on the bench? Because I know there's those parents out there that are frustrated and their kids frustrated. And it's like they're trying to pep them up and like, hey, have a good
Mhm.
attitude. Like, how do you get that kid who's feeling so discouraged? How do you get them? And I know we're like, kind of the theme here is like, okay, set your goals, work towards something. Like I'm kind of learning your system now
Yeah.
that that's what it is. And sometimes it's just a kid is sad. It's like, I think I'm just trying to figure out like, what would I say to those moms who have those kids in that situation?
I mean, the other thing is there's probably when it's so a lot of it is not just going to be about sports. It's going to be
Mm,
at other things that are going on in their life, things they're seeing on social media, like
yeah.
whatever, right? I mean, like very few, if we're honest, very few families are athlete locked in. Like, I mean, it's the thing, like the kid is really good. And we
Mm-hmm.
know because of his like the level you get to in college, it just on my kind of perspective is size.
Yeah.
If you're 5'2", you're probably not playing D1 basketball. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, right?
Right.
Now
Right.
you could have the same skills. And there's always, I love Bugsy Malone, right? I'm 5'6", and he was he could dunk the ball. It's crazy that
Mhm.
guy can dunk the ball. Um, but you just want to say it's about there's so many things going on in their lives
Mhm.
that you just want to have the conversation about sports. And if they're just bummed out or whatever, it might be deeper than sports.
Okay. Well, the very last question is any last bit of advice for the moms who are listening who, I know I got so much out of this. I feel like you gave us so much throughout. So I don't expect a huge, thing at the end, but if there's anything that we didn't cover, I'd love to hear it.
Not, I mean, so I have some things, like I have the parents playbook. It's like the 50 most asked questions.
Mm,
I've got the game day communication kit. I've got all these products. I don't have them. I'm trying to figure out exactly. They're not being rebranded, but I'm
hmm.
making some tune-ups to them
Cool.
because I made them before, and times change and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really about my whole thing is about like just having systems in place.
Hmm.
And when you talk to your athlete, again, if you know their scenario, right, or
Hmm.
their situation, and you kind of know how to, I don't believe in scripts like say this to your kid. No, like understand that your kid's feeling this. He's feeling shame because he fouled out of the game.
Yeah.
So how do you, talk about that or whatever? Or do you talk about it, or do you not say anything? Right?
Mm,
It's really about learning. And again, if it was just this easy, we would just all do it, and parents
yeah,
and teens
that's
would
true.
get along together.
Yeah.
Um, but you don't have to see the world through their eyes because you just can't. You're like, I already know what's on the other side. Like I can't
Yeah.
unsee it and be naive again. Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we have to figure out how do we get them to go in the direction that they need to go? How do they avoid doing this? How do they, do you want them to sleep better? Right. They got to have a nighttime routine. Right. But they're not doing it unless they buy in. So you can't tell them why they need to do it. You need to show them why it makes them a better athlete and then
Hmm.
tie it to the performance issue. You want to
Mm,
be faster? I bet you'd be faster if you got 8 hours of sleep, dude.
hmm.
Okay. Because that's when your body repairs. That's when it releases growth hormone. Like it,
Oh yeah.
it physically makes you a bigger, stronger person. That's
Yeah.
how the body works.
I'm a huge proponent of sleep. For the listeners who listen to all my episodes, I talk about sleep, I swear, in every other episode because I'm so passionate about it. And that's the repair time. And like you said, it helps prevent injuries. And then if they are injured, it speeds up recovery if they're getting sleep because their body needs to do what it needs to do to get better. So
Yeah.
Coach Riley, I know how people can find you, which is Instagram at 6 a.m. practice. Like, how is there any other place that you want people to find you, or is that's your place to go?
Right now, it's that. I mean, you can email me at coach@6ampractice.com.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, DM me on Instagram. I answer all DMs and whatnot.
Sweet.
Uh, Yeah, and if because I guarantee you have like you're not whatever problem you have, you're not the first person to have it,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I've probably got something that could help you out, right? Like,
Mm,
oh, my kid spirals out of control. He makes one mistake and he did, right? I got the gameplay recovery kit, right? Like the things that they do because it's all about systems.
mm-hmm.
A plus B equals C.
Yeah.
If it didn't, it wouldn't be a system.
Right.
So professional athletes use these systems, recovery methods,
Mm-hmm.
visualization,
Mm-hmm.
sleep quality,
Mm-hmm.
gratitude journals. Like they all do it. And if
Yeah.
they're doing it, you should probably be doing it too, just at
Yeah.
your level.
There we
It,
go.
it just makes for such a better experience. And again, when you look back, those memories are going to be fantastic, man. And you can't ask for anything better.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. That's the perfect way to sign off here. Thank you, Coach Riley. I so appreciate your time. And this was fantastic.
Dear, listen, I'm very honored to be on here, and keep doing what you're doing, because you're helping a lot of parents, man. Parenting is hard. It is very hard. It's
That's why I
never
have a
been
job.
it's never been harder. It is I firmly believe, I'm glad my kids are old enough where they're
Yeah.
like, my youngest is 22. I couldn't deal with it today, man.
You
I
made it
couldn't
out
do it.
before it got bad.
Right at the peak edge, man.
Thank you.